Yeah, this is a little note on soldering techniques. A lot of students really struggle to solder correctly. The best I've ever found is if you get the nice insulation, cut away, and you can twist the wires, either in line like this one or end to end even. A nice set of helping hands really work here to kind of help out a little bit here too. But when it comes to soldering, maybe you can see this here, but the cleaner that tip is, the better. If it gets very crudly and black and things, it doesn't transfer the heat very well. In fact, this whole soldering iron is blazingly hot enough to melt this low temperature metal here. But if I put it up on the end here, even though it's touching the metal, it's still not melting. But the minute it gets to this nice and shiny part, it melts very quickly. That smoke you see coming off there, that's the resin. That's the material that helps the solder bond to dissimilar metals here too. And the best technique I've ever found is because heat rises, so put the soldering iron below the wires you're heating, touch a little bit of solder right to the soldering iron itself, and what that does, it gives a nice liquid molten ball of heat right in contact with the wire, and it heats up the wire so much that then you can just touch the solder any place I should say, and it's going to melt there. Don't transfer solder. A lot of students I see like are trying to melt it on top like it's wax or something, and that does not give a good solder joint. So really heating up in the bottom, let it sit for a couple seconds so it gets really hot, and then basically you can touch the solder anywhere. Of course, you have to leave it sit there for a couple seconds after the heat's removed, just to solidify it. And also be careful. See the little ball of solder I have on my soldering iron right here? If that is moved around too much, you can be shaken off and dropped off. And so be extremely careful. Don't be talking with your hands with these things here. It's very hot. That's why you're always wearing your safety glasses, of course.